I want to give you the charger.
I need for you to get it together, friend.
Girl, shut up.
I'm gonna need for you to get it together. So do you want to wait here for a minute? If not, we can go live from my page.
Huh? Oh. I'm about to send it out right now.
Okay.
Girl, this thing. Oh, it'll let me send it as a message to everybody who follow us. You want me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we be saving it anyway, so.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Hi, everyone.
That's why we use new Tide.
Why you got a headscarf on? Am I really close?
I wanted to, huh?
Am I really close?
No.
Okay.
I wanted to take my wig off, but then I was like, I got a little half, so I just put the scarf on.
All right.
You know, but I was saying that I fixed my ring light. I thought it was broke, but I actually fixed it.
I keep saying I'm going to get one and haven't got one yet. It's always like something on my camera.
I got from Amazon about, I don't know, a whole month ago.
Oh.
I'm tired, man.
Me too. I'm always tired. Look at this.
My back is sore.
Where'd that come from?
Stress.
What I'm stressed about? The work? I hate it, girl.
Okay, I'm on live. Okay, go ahead. Liam.
Okay, mama.
You might have to do what we did.
Huh? What'd you say?
No, I was looking at something else. You should always come back home.
I keep forgetting that. My favorite crazy. This so light is like not my friend.
Pops always told me, never another man hand. He said she said. Hey.
Brooke, I'm over here having a hard time, sis.
Say
Look
what?
at this light.
Well, move where you at.
I don't got nowhere else to go.
You can go to another.
If I leave out here, it's gonna be loud. You know that.
Like, get the spot in your room.
It's not safe. It's not safe in here. It's bothersome. I know that. Let's see. Rick, you're not connecting. That's better.
What
What
happened?
happened? You tell me.
Did it go out?
No, your thing said it was loading and then you was gone.
I told you that I had to put that movie on for Leia because she's gonna be like,
No, like your whole screen went black.
um,
It said you was off.
she said, I can't see.
You ready?
Yes. Here, hold on. Yes, so wait a minute. Let me down. All right, we can get started then. I mean, didn't expect the whole to join anyway because it's still fairly new, but hopefully,
Yes. We'll
as
build an audience.
as the weeks go on, we got to build our platform. But anyway, so this is our second Wealth Wednesday. I don't want to call it episode, but live or whatever.
We don't even have to keep up with which one it is. It's just Wealth Wednesday.
Whatever. Okay, so Wealth Wednesday. And last week we talked about living within your means, and a part of living within your means is how to budget. So we are dedicating this live budgeting. We're going to be talking about budgeting, and just a disclaimer: we're not like experts or anything like that. Just giving you tips on the things that we've done
Work for us.
or things that we come across that we know that works or whatever. So first things first, what is budgeting? Do you want to give like a simplified? Because I looked it up because
Go ahead and get your definition, sis.
So the actual like definition of budgeting is a financial plan for a defined period. It can be a year, it can be a month, a week, it could be a day, but it's a defined plan for a period of time. And the purpose of budgeting is to plan, organize, track, and improve your financial situation. That's got to do with controlling your spending, consistently saving. It all kind of ties, and it just helps you on course in pursuit of your long-term finance. So you want to piggyback?
So like I said last time, like you can't control your money if you don't know where it's at. So if you don't know what you're paying out to, every dollar has its place, every penny has its place. So that's why last week we talked about getting it down to zero. Basically the amount of money you have coming in to the amount of money that you have going out, getting it to zero, meaning that they equal. That's the first step to living within your means. So until you can get that down, you really can't do too much else, okay? Because to budget is to give your money a place. And if you don't have enough money coming in, then you have coming out, you can't going out, and you can't give it a place. So to budget is to find out where your money, well, not even to find out, because to the first part was to find out where your money's coming. To budget is to assign your money a place. So if you budget to zero as well, then every penny has a place.
Okay. So just kind of go off of that. So budgeting is the actual plan that you're spending for to to put your money into wherever it needs to go.
Right.
Actual budget is the plan that you come up with, right?
Right.
Okay. So
yes.
I don't know a whole lot about budgeting, y'all. Like I've tried to budget a lot of times, it never worked out for me. And I think my problem was, like Sandy said, you got to kind of know like what's coming in, what's going out, so that you can put stuff into its category wherever it needs to go. So that's like the first part. So I want to just break it up by step.
So a lot of times right now, budgeting is very easy for us right now, honestly, because we live in a technology time, right? So most of us, if we have a bank or a credit union, like an actual bank or credit union, not really like not really like a prepaid card and stuff like that, but an actual bank and credit union, they have on your banking app or your credit union app, most of them have a budgeting something there, whether it's a digit or whatever, and it just depends on, you know, your bank or how good it is. Now with my secondary bank, which is the bank that's affiliated with my job, I don't really use that bank for much. I use it to put money that I don't want to see because I don't have a card to that bank account. So that bank account though is great because it like has the budgeting app on it, and it tells you where you're spending your money, like in each category. You know, it's a computer, so sometimes it gets it wrong, but it also tells you like percentages, like this is what you're supposed to be doing. So I don't know if you guys know, but it's like 30% supposed to go to this. I can't remember exactly how it is, and I should have looked it up before, but you can always look it up.
I said I wrote down something like that, or I was about to, but I didn't. But it was basically like you were saying, like the certain percentages of what's supposed to go where, that it helps you budget.
And to be realistic, sometimes that doesn't work out, and that's okay, as long as you equal to zero at the end. And the one big thing about budgeting, to actually get an accurate budget, like we said, with actually getting an accurate read between living within your means, you have to provide everything that you're paying out for, like even the smallest little things, $2.99 for storage on your phone, or you know, every penny has to be accounted for, where it's going, how it's getting there, and everything. Okay, so that's like one of the things you have to do. And once you do that, I would advise, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, which majority of us are, to do it paycheck to paycheck, right? Until you get a control of everything, I do advise that you just go it. If you get paid biweekly, then do your budget biweekly, you know. Or it's, for me, even though I get paid biweekly at my job, it's easier for me to do it monthly because a lot of my bills are monthly. But well, it was easier for me to start out
Like for
monthly.
myself personally, so Sandy is helping me budget right now because, like I told y'all, I don't know. Well, I know about budgeting, but I don't know exactly how to do it effectively. So for me, starting out, it was more so about stuff caught up. So since we had stuff caught up, we broke stuff down, you know, paycheck to paycheck, instead of trying to figure out what I made in a month and then try to budget that way. We just
Mm-hmm.
put it down to smaller chunks. So that makes it easier for some of y'all to just start off small. So start off, you know, paycheck to paycheck. Then you get into a month once you get that down pat. And once you
Right.
get that down pat, then you can do a year or whatever.
Yeah, as long as your bills are consistent for a year, because a year is a very long time. So if you like got a mortgage, you know what I'm saying, you just got a new car, something like that, then it's probably easy to do it that if your life is that much intact. And in order for you to do it like that, you have to have a savings too, because you know life throws things at you. But we haven't got there yet. But speaking of getting caught up, so with getting caught up, I always found with helping people, when we start to budget, is to start to budget on if you get paid bi-weekly, you know, it's 2 months out the year that you get paid 3 paychecks. Or if you get paid weekly, you know, it's what, 4 months. It's something like that, but it's easier to do it that way because you have more time to stretch the past due plus the current amount up to get it caught up, because that's how we got, you know, everything taken care of on your behalf, you know, because it was that time period when we started. And so that's the easiest time I found for everyone to get caught up. And to be realistic, people, because people will help you put a budget together, but you're not telling them everything, and they'll help you put a budget together by your normal month-to-month bills, and then you didn't give them everything, or you didn't tell them you were behind, and now you like, oh, the budget, it's not working, I can't do it. But you can't do it because you didn't give all the information, right? You're not being realistic.
If you are somebody so that they can help you budget, like prime example, like you working with me right now with my budget, like
Right.
I had to do everything up front, like everything, like stuff that I was behind on, you know, credit cards that I owed, and you know, just You know, if I
Right.
wanted to put in like my hair, you still got to worry about like food. Like you really got to put everything out there when you budget. You can't anything out. Like even the small
Right.
stuff that you think like that's only like $20. Like that's nothing. You
Hmm.
really want to budget in everything so that
Right.
you know exactly where your money is going every single paycheck. Like you can account for every penny that you spent, literally.
Yes. That's the way to get to financial stability or freedom, whatever you when you whichever one. So once you get to a place where you're bringing in a lot more money than your regular bills are, it's a little bit more lax at that time. You could be a little bit more, laxy daisy. But until then, it is best to know where every penny and every cent is going, and just to give like a step-by-step guide and how that works. I would say always start at home, right? So
Right.
always start with the necessities and necessities home, and that's lights, water, food, and then
Cable.
you go to,
Would you put
no,
cable?
cable is not a necessity.
Okay.
Now, if in today because of COVID, some kids are home in school, so internet may be a necessity, but cable is not a necessity. And when you start chopping stuff, that's the chop that first, because you
Right.
can stream or something for cheaper than what you're using to pay for cable or whatever, because cable is expensive for no reason.
Water, light,
Gas, lights, if
gas.
you have gas, yeah.
Those are the things that you want to start with first when you budget.
That's home, right? You start with home. Things you need to survive. You can even put food in there if you know what your food amount that you guys can. Okay, and with food.
So I was about to say, because I know for me, it's kind of hard to figure out exactly how much I spend on food because like I'm eating now or
Don't do
I
that.
listen or I just go buy like a meal for that night. Like to cook, like if I'm making spaghetti that night, like I'll just buy that for that night. Like I don't really do like a huge grocery shopping day, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
right. So what would be like a good
So with that was something that I always shop large. I ain't gonna sit there and tell that lie. I always shop large, but what I would do is I would say, oh, I want to eat this, and then I didn't have everything, and then I have to go buy a lot of stuff because it's something that I didn't even buy because it's like, I don't know, oh, I want to eat quesadillas. Like, I don't have the stuff in there, right? Something like that. So what you have to do is you have to put an amount. So let's say for my house, we say a lot of us. So we have a $500 a month food budget, and it takes that because I'm the only female in my house. We got a house full of men. So with that being said, I grocery shop bi-weekly because it's easier for me to keep up with what we have and what we don't have that way. And when something runs out, I just write it down, jot it down. But with that being said, so let's say, okay, I have $250 that I can spend bi-weekly, right? So I go grocery shopping with my 200 and I get the bulk of the stuff that I know I'm going to need, right? And that $50, I sit it there so that if I have to go, if something like that normally happens, I go get it. So it's okay if you go grocery shopping like, as you go, but that money is for your groceries. That's what we was talking about, the envelopes, right?
Okay.
So if you put your grocery money in there, when you go, you can still shop however you want to shop, but this is all the money you have to shop with. You just have to keep that in mind. Another thing is planning your meals is good for food. People who don't know how to grocery shop or people who don't normally grocery shop and they are trying not to eat out. Planning your meals, like write down, I'm gonna eat this Monday, I'm gonna eat this. And Walmart and Kroger, I don't know if that's where y'all shopping now, I don't know. But they have good, I'm pretty sure other grocery stores do too, but they have great apps. So you don't have to actually
all the grocery stores, Kroger, Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart
the good
stuff, but I know Kroger.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Kroger tells you where to go, so you don't got to be looking around in the store for what you're looking for. Like if you put it on your grocery list in Kroger, it tells you what aisle is that if you have your Kroger listed there.
Do that too.
Publix too far for me, so that's why I was like, I don't know. But that'll help you keep on budget because I order my groceries a lot now too, and that keeps me on budget. It keeps me on budget a lot, because I can see when I'm going over, and I'm like, oh, let me take this out, because I be going snack crazy sometimes.
Oh, okay. You know, you're like add things like it's foresight. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, that's a great thing. We want it to be there. We want you to be able to see it.
So, I wanted, because you was talking about the envelope method, or is there any
Welcome.
method of budgeting that you know how to do personally, or that you've heard of that actually work?
So so y'all, when I first started decided I wanted to get my life together, the first thing I used was the envelope method. Okay, the reason why is because envelope is great for people like me who get a card and swipe. I hid my debit card from myself, and I put everything in a category. I got it out cash, and I put it in my envelope. And what the thing about that is that you be like, well, you got cash, I'm just gonna spend the cash, right? But you don't
Right.
remember to pick that envelope up unless you finna say I'm finna go grocery shopping, so you pick the grocery envelope. But you're not gonna carry all that
No.
cash around, you know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna spend it. Now, as I've gotten along and gotten more in, developed, I use the like I said, I get paid bi-weekly, so I use a method of, so my bills are the same every month. Me and my husband been on our job for a little while, and so we get paid the same amount by week. We get paid pretty much the same amount every time, unless we miss time or something like that, which rarely happens. But so that's for us what I have done, which is what one of my old managers brought this up to me. Is I put, so I don't want to tell y'all too much of my business, but let's say I got $4,000 worth of bills, like including food and gas. You know what I'm saying? All my bills and food and gas. Let's say 4,000. I don't, so that's why I use that number, and it's easier to. So if I get paid twice a month, right? So I pay 2,000 out of this check and 2,000 out of that check, right?
Okay.
So the way I started doing that, she was like, you can't just start this. You can't just jump and do that, because the way I've been paying it, bills fall on different days of the month, right? So the three time thing, the 1 month I got paid 3 times, and so I had paid my bills my regular way with the envelope method. The first 2 checks, right? Now all my bills are paid for the month, and I got a third check. We'd be like, that's a free check, that's a bonus check, right? No. So what I did with that was I started my half a month. So I paid half of my bills out of that last check. So when the next month rolled around, when the next month rolled around, my first check, I paid the other half, and now I'm already up. And then at the end of the month, I paid the other half. Just keep paying half and half like that. So at the end of that month, I'm a month ahead. At the end of the year, I'm a month ahead on all my bills. And you know what I'm saying? So now I'm a whole month ahead at all times. Now the next month, if I keep doing it, now I'm 2 months ahead. Or what I can do is I can save the money, because now I'm a whole month ahead. I don't have to be further ahead in that, so I can save it, or I can continue to make myself be more ahead. Which, with my car note, and if I was buying a house, I would probably still keep paying it like that, because interest and stuff are breaking it down quicker. But that's another subject. But
yeah, so that was a lot. So let's just
sorry,
because my mind, like, girl.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm on side note this keto diet, and it got my mind okay. Anyway. But so okay, so
I get excited about numbers, so I'm gonna just ramble.
And I'm like, hold on, because we still learning. I'm still, Okay, so the envelope method, right? You take, say, I guess, how many bills you got or whatever. You write that on the envelope. Like, how do you break the envelopes down?
So you have one envelope per bill, right?
Okay, so
you have
a light bill,
water bill, cable, cell, whatever bill you got, food and gas. You write whatever it is on the envelope, right? So if you want to pay it early, you can do that. Or so let's say you get paid on the 13th and your light bill isn't due to the 20th. You want to go ahead and you just put the money in there, or however you're gonna do it. You can put the money in there,
and then you go ahead and break it down. Put it in each envelope, how much. Okay.
Right. And then you just pay it when it's due, and you don't worry about it. And envelope method works very well for like gas and food, so you won't overspend or things like that.
Put a certain amount in that envelope. and so you
Yes.
don't take from the water bill. This,
Yes. Yes.
okay, that makes
And,
sense.
in any budget, again, you have to be living within your means, because if you're spending more money than what you're bringing in, it's just not gonna work.
Okay. So then you said that, okay, so once you did that, you said it was a month that you got paid 3 times that month.
Right.
Is that what you said? Okay, so then you use your first check to pay all your bills, or your first?
No. So every month, if you get paid bi-weekly, you get paid twice a month, right?
Right.
So you get paid twice a month bi-weekly. So you always pay all your bills for the month. Even if you're using the envelope method, you pay your bills for the month out of them 2 checks, because that's what you normally get, 2 checks, right? So the third check is it's like you shouldn't have no bills on the third check, because you done paid your bills. So with the third check, what you do, you use that to pay half of all your bills. So like I said, if you have $4,000 worth of bills, right, for the next month,
Okay.
you pay 2,000 out of that check. So when your first check comes for the next month, where you will be starting a new month, you actually are ending your month.
Right.
And then at the end of the month, when you pay it that second time, you're starting over the next month, and now you're always a half a month ahead. So you're always paying before the month come in. And by the end of the year, if you get paid bi-weekly, then by the end of the year, you'll be a whole month ahead on all your bills.
Right. So basically, those months, because I don't know, y'all, my math is bad. Just those months that you pay 3 times, like, don't use that last check and just, like, oh, I got that, and then you just go,
Exactly.
like, don't do that. If you budgeting, trying to get ahead, you use that check strategically, and you
Go ahead with this strategically.
you for like a month so that you can get ahead. That's how you get ahead. Like
Yes.
I know myself, like when I have extra money, which is never really extra money, but I have money and then I say, oh, well, I ain't get to do this. I'm going to just go do that. Like, I'm not saying don't treat yourself, but at the same time, if you're trying to get ahead, you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined in how you manage your bills or whatever.
And it's priorities. I mean, or it's not even priorities. It's what you want. So do you want to, be free, or do you want to be stable? I ain't even going to use the word free, no, because let's be stable first. So
Right.
if you're trying to be stable, like, that's what comes first.
So like I had wrote down
Sorry.
like some questions that you need to ask yourself kind of like before you get ready to start budgeting. So like what are your goals? Like what are you, like you said, like what are you trying to do? Like are you trying to save up to get a house? Are you trying to, what are your goals? And then how much you need to save? That should be your next question. Like if you have children that got to go. Now this is like long term, but if you got children got to go off to college or whatever like that, like you want to start now, and it's all about budgeting. So you can ask yourself that, like how much I need to save. What are my expenses? That's more so of normal going out or whatever. And how can I include unexpected expenses? Because we oftentimes forget about those things too. Like you can budget out and then you get a flat tire and now you haven't put that into your budget
And you getting behind.
and now you behind. So you have to put those things in there too, which is like, yeah, I mean that can work with the envelope method too, like emergency money or whatever like that. That don't mean spend emergency money. And last one question is like, how will I stay on track? That should be another question. So
That's important.
if whether you have like an app on your phone or whatever, or accountability partner like your spouse, or like it's my like stay on track person. Like every week I get, or every other week I get paid, she texts me like, okay, what we paying this month?
I mean, like, we get paid Thursday, right?
Okay, yeah. So like, you gotta stay on track. Like you can't just write a budget down, do all these things, and then just go
Don't
outside
do it.
because it's never
Right.
work. Like you gotta stick to it. Like I'm so happy saying to keep me on track because I was already thinking like, dang, I need my hair done. Dang, I need, And she was like, oh, like what we paying this. Make sure you stay on track. And one more thing, and then I'm gonna let you talk. I'm sorry. So
No.
I know you were talking about the app or whatever for your bank. I don't know.
Mhm.
I got Chase. I don't even know if my bank do budgeting. I don't like
They
apps.
probably do. You probably
I
don't
don't
look
like
at it.
apps. I'd rather have like a person that I can talk to and like tell them this is what I got, this is what we're working with, let's do it every
Mhm.
time or whatever. But some best budgeting apps of 2021, I looked this up. So there's Mint, which I've used Mint
That's
before.
what I just wrote down. That is a very good app, y'all. I've used it
So
too.
we can stamp that real quick, and you can like if you want to talk about Mint, because I've used it one time, but like I said, I didn't get the full benefit of it, I guess, because I didn't really know how to budget. So if you've used it and you understood it, I mean, you can explain kind of what Mint you want to.
So Mint is an all-around good app because not only does it help you with budgeting, it does credit. It'll give you like how it give you those consumer report credit scores. It does that. And so Mint is another app that categorizes things for you. So it puts things in like percentages for you, and it put it in like you can go in and it's a circle chart, and you can go in and say, okay, if you say I'm gonna put this amount for food and you spend more than that amount, it's gonna be red. It's gonna be like, no, sis, like it's gonna send you an email and everything. Like you're doing too much. I'm gonna need you to calm down. Yes.
And
So it is.
I would everything.
So if you are wanting some people don't like for people to be in their business, so they don't want to talk to people, and that's okay. But if you want something to keep you accountable, that app right there is going to keep you accountable. It's going to show it to you. It's going to, if you got notifications, it's going to send it to you. Like I've been having logged into Mint for a long time because I've, pretty much know how to do it, but they still send me emails. Like they send me email. You have to connect your account though. So most budgeting apps, you have to connect your account for it to work efficiently, because if not, then that means you're going to have to put in everything that you buy, and that's a lot of work, and you're not going to do it because you don't want to be held accountable most of the time. So
there's Mint and some more that I wrote down. I've never heard of them though. Pocket Guard. Have you heard of that one?
No, never heard of it.
Pocket Guard, and then there's YNAB, which is You Need a Budget. That's another one.
Okay.
And then Simplify by Quicken. And I'm guessing that's like what, Quicken Loan or something. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too. Is it red?
I don't know. I just wrote it down. Simplify, and then Personal Capital, and then Zeta. So those are ones that if you guys want to start budgeting and you looking for an app to help you budget, if you don't want to try the envelope method. So that's Mint, Pocket Guard, or YNAB, You Need a Budget, Simplify by Quicken, Personal Capital, and then Zeta. Those are some apps that can help you, and I think they're user friendly for the most part. I mean, they gotta be, because that's like the top 6 budgeting apps 2021. So
yeah, so I do stand behind Mint. That was number 1, and that's a really good app. I can't even remember how I got introduced to Mint. I think that one of my banks was using that as like a third party thing on theirs, and I want to say that's what it was, but I'm not 100% sure. But Mint is very good. So just to like recap, first we have to get within our means, so we need to make everything equal 0. So, and that is not budgeting. So we just saying, like, if you write down everything that you're paying out and then you write down your income and it doesn't equal, then we need to figure out what you got to take away from once. If it doesn't equal, or if the income isn't more, you got to figure out what you're taking away from the expenses that you got going out. So once you do that, that's kind of like prep. When you finna cook, you getting everything out that you finna use to cook. All right, and then we gotta cut up everything, get it prepared to eat. That's the budget, and that's the plan. Get the recipe ready and all that. That's the plan. And so, a budget is how you're going to pay everything, right? So budgeting is putting everything where it's supposed to go, getting everything together and everything like that. So budgeting is taking the time and assigning every dollar to everything, and it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to just wake up tomorrow and say, okay, I'm going to start my budget and it's going to end up being perfect. It's going to take some time, and some of the methods that we talked about, we're going to post it so y'all can go back and look at it, is envelope method, and just one of the method that I use right now, and depending on how you get paid. So that's not really. I am gonna post because she went into like savings and stuff like that. We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah, because that's a big thing because you get like living within your means and then you get budgeting. And you know, when I started budgeting with you, it was like, sis, like, what am I budgeting? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have
Hmm.
saving. I don't have anything to save. And like, it's all
Right.
run together. Like, live within
Hmm.
and budgeting and then saving it. Like, it all kind of ties in. And if you like short on one step of the thing, like, the other part ain't gonna. So you gotta
Right. So
all tied together.
So I'm gonna post the baby steps because I actually have it saved in my phone. I'm gonna post those on here as well, because the baby steps. The first baby step is saving $1,000 emergency fund. Now, Mr. Ramsey doesn't talk about budgeting. He just talks about saving it. I guess he does kind of talk about budgeting, but that's not a baby step. It's saving it because he mostly talks about being debt free. So after savings, it comes Why are you crawling on the floor? Paying off the debt. Huh? See how it is. So, so yes. So we haven't got to credit or debt or anything like that. We're just trying to get life in order first. So we're gonna talk about saving that emergency fund next and how we can do that along with everything that we have going on.
So you'll post the baby steps, and then next Wednesday we'll talk about the baby steps. And you said that's more so about
We're not
budgeting.
gonna talk about the baby steps. I'm gonna list them there so you can see them. So when I refer to it, you know, people who don't know, they'll know what I'm talking about because that's kind of like a referral thing for me each time. But because my thing was what I'm working on is to be debt free and, you know, buy a house. So that's
So the baby steps are for budgeting, saving. Like, which one is it?
it's for becoming that debt free.
Oh, becoming
It's a debt free thing. So you can't become debt free if you ain't budgeted. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't already took these are like pre-baby steps. Like you just scooting when you scooting with the limit within your means, and you crawling with the budget, and then you can go on to the baby steps. But
that makes sense. Okay.
yes.
All right. So like,
Huh?
I'm just recapping again.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I told you I'm sleepy. I'm trying to like. So make a plan, which is like budgeting or whatever. It's the action plan, or like said, getting all your ingredients together for your meal or whatever that. And then and like what you said, like chopping up the ingredients. What was that part?
You know, you gotta chop up the vegetables, get the meat and stuff ready and seasoned.
So that's kind of interesting. And then once you get your budget together, that's the actual meal, like you have in front of you, worked on. And then those questions that I said that are important that you want to ask yourself before you start budgeting. What are how much you're trying to save? What are your how will you include unexpected expenses, and how will you stay on track? So those are some things that you need to ask yourself before you start your budget. Stick with your budget. Having an accountability partner. You have to have some kind of self-discipline when you're doing this as well. When you try to budget, be easy on yourself. It's not an overnight type thing. It may take a while, and then if you get to a point, I don't know, we hit on this. If you get to a point, well, we kind of did it in the last week. If you get to a point where your expenses outweigh what's coming in, you're gonna have to chop something, take something out, or either make your income more, whichever one.
Right.
It got to be equal because a budget is never gonna work if you got more bills going out than money coming in. Okay, so you need to live within your means and then chop whatever needs to be done or make your income go up, whichever one.
It's okay to go home, y'all.
What?
It's okay to go home. Go back to your mama house. It's okay. I had to do it.
To like
I
restart
had to.
and like my pride ain't gonna let me go back to my mama house, but I know
I
how.
didn't stay long, but I went back.
I mean, I have before, but I'm saying like right now at the space I am right now, like I couldn't, but I know how to eliminate some of my bills if I have to, or try to get more income, which is where I'm at now. Like, and we'll talk
Yeah,
about
girl, you did that. You did go ahead and jump out there and get that income in. Like
everything.
every time you surprise me, you be like, "This what we got," but don't worry because this. And I be like, "Okay."
And I be happy. And I mean, that's what it is. Like you got, if you can't, like, because the bills that I have right now, I can't do away with them. Like, there's
Yeah.
in that I don't need. You know what I'm saying? So that is not easy for me to let go of a bill. I can increase my income, which I have been doing. So that's just
I'm
a
proud of you.
way to do. You know, put it out there and come back. So, I mean, like 2 people on, but we like to ask anybody if they have any questions before we get off live. If there are any questions.
Hey, friend. I was talking to Weiss.
I see. I didn't even know he was on. He's supposed to be working.
Snitch.
But if no one has questions, don't forget everybody that's like I watched. Make sure that y'all are following us page that you're watching this on. Thank you, babe. Make sure y'all are following us. If you're following our channel, because this is a podcast. This is a podcast. Well, not this, but this is a podcast page where we promote our podcast. But we just do Wealth Wednesdays every Wednesday. So make sure that you are following us on YouTube at It's the Podcast for Me, as well as listening in every Friday, possibly every other Friday now.
Every other Friday.
Every other Friday to our podcast. Same thing, it's a podcast for me. Now that platform is more for our women. We talk about things that women go through that, put strain.
Things we know about.
Yeah, mentally, emotionally, physically, or but spiritually. Maybe physically too. But that's our podcast. We post the episode every other Friday. The details for that is in our bio if you are interested in listening to the episodes that we've already recorded. And we do make a YouTube as well.
So we just post on YouTube so y'all can see our facial expressions. Like whenever we do a video like this, or when we doing a podcast, we post because we be acting silly, especially during the podcast. We be acting silly.
That'll be me. But also we have a Facebook as well. It's the podcast for me too. So if you have Facebook, you can follow us on there. But the main thing is following us here on Instagram, because we promote everywhere, but Wednesdays here. So you want to make sure you're following us on IG for sure. And people that that want some tips on.
Tell a friend.
So yeah, tell a friend, and
yeah, I am here to help. Okay, so if anybody needs help, just let me know, y'all, because it's a real stress reliever for me to do numbers. Like, I just be doing it for no reason. And so if y'all need help, just let me know. Y'all can hit up the DM. Don't hit up my DM because I'm not gonna see it. But DM this page.
On this page, fine. If y'all want to, but she is really good. I keep telling her she pay people for this because, like,
I ain't gonna charge y'all.
Well, that's her. I'm all about trying to income. You know what I'm saying? But
gotta give me that blessing another way.
Yeah, you're right. If y'all do make a budget, or just getting ahead, or getting out of debt, or whatever it is,
or if you just got a question.
Send this person to go to. She's really good at numbers. Like I said, she's my budget, and so far it's been going great. Like, it's been going great. So that Cindy is the person to go to. You can reach out to her on this page because
And also not only budgeting, but if you need help with building credit, I'm not the type of person that's gonna sit here and do all the work for you. So you're gonna do some work for yourself. I'm gonna tell you what to do, you're gonna do it, okay? I'm not one of them credit repair people that be like, you're gonna pay me 89. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this the right way, and we're gonna get your credit up. You're gonna learn something, right? So just like, because I'm gonna be a financial advisor, y'all, one day. But huh?
I said you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, one day, child. I gotta get the patience because I don't like people like that.
Well, I like people. She's the financial person. I'm like the spiritual. Like I want to talk to you through your problems type person. So if you got something,
I'll talk about your problems. I'm good at advice. I'm good at advice. No, y'all just don't want to listen to my advice.
Don't. We're gonna let Sandy stay with the numbers, and if y'all want, if y'all need some personal development, I got you. I'm all about the personal development.
Bruh.
That ain't, it's okay. That's not true. Hey,
okay, if you say so.
But y'all,
people ask me for advice, but you gotta ask me for advice at the right time. I'm a time person.
See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Like that.
I'm a time person. No, because don't ask me for no relationship advice. You can ask me for advice on anything for the relationship.
Prime example, ladies, look, the episode that we posted Friday. Listen to
that's relationship.
What?
That's relationship.
But you still that was friendship. That's the same. You said
that's a relationship.
Y'all can call time of the night. I'm going to answer the phone. You can't call Cindy like that. You can't do that.
Don't call me with no problems about a man.
See what I mean? No, we just don't
call me when you need help with. You need some. Like I'm good with advising spiritually. I can. I know my Bible. You can call me if you need some help with your business. You can call me if you need help with anything that's not dealing with your man or your friend. Unless we friends now. If we friends, you can call me about your man in the daytime. Don't call me at night, okay?
Like I said, if you got financial stuff, then hit up. If you want to talk about, you want to cry, to me at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, I'm your person. Like, call me.
Call Brooke.
Call me.
Gotcha.
I love stuff like that. I love helping people with their personal development. I love that. I'm going to school for psychology, so that should tell you.
Please call her. Yeah. She's right.
But y'all, we gonna end the live. I'm really tired. So, Sandy, do you want to add anything?
Nope.
All right, y'all. Remember to follow us on all our social media, like I was telling you, okay? And tune in, ladies, this Friday for our podcast show on friendship. So we being real.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Brooke love crazy people. So you trying to call me crazy, friend? Oh, you trying to call them crazy? Oh, okay.
Like hear people like they excite me for some reason. All right, but yeah. So we will see y'all next Wednesday and on live. And you said saving.
We're gonna talk about saving. We're gonna talk about emergency funds and just in general.
All the stuff that she like. All right, so I gotta put my meat in the bed, y'all. So next week.
Bye, guys.
You gotta end the live, friend.
I know.